going to start off with one of the leading UK riders, in fact the top UK rider at the moment, former World Junior Champion, four-time British Champion and top 6 in the world for the last 3 or 4 years, and he's going to be pressing hard for honours this year. Ladies and gentlemen, from Leeds, doing a wheelie down the back there, riding for the Factory Beta squad, please welcome James Daviau. Well, James, another big year, 2014 for you. You're going to be top 6 last year in the World Championships. You're going to be looking to move up into that top 3, and that's possible. You're not far away, are you?
No, I've been top 6 for a couple of years now, so it'd be nice to break it to top 5 and maybe even top 3. Always pushing. I've had a podium a couple of years ago, and I won't mind a few more of them.
Started off well last weekend in Sheffield at the Indoor World Championships.
Yeah, definitely. It's always nice to start well, especially at home. Home crowd being behind you and everything. So yeah, happy with that. A little bit unlucky with new ruling, but keep pushing and hopefully get a better result in Marseille in a couple of weeks.
And you're going to be travelling the world on the Grand Prix Trail this year?
Yeah, definitely. We're all over. World Indoors finishing in mid-March, and then we start in April in Australia for Outdoor World Championship.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. The leading British contender at the moment, James Daviau. Now to challenge James, who is the current best in the world, we have the man who in his time has been the best, the 12-time world champion in trials all over the world. But you know him as well from YouTube. You know him from Top Gear, where he was riding through office buildings. You know him from TV's Red or Black. Ladies and gentlemen, the legend that is Dougie Lampkin, MBE. Dougie, 12-time world champion, but you're busier than ever now, aren't you? You're doing all sorts of things. You're on the TV, you're on YouTube, and you're doing all sorts of events. Just give us a flavour of the sort of things you're doing.
Yeah, no, it's a good change really. I still love riding the bike and everything, but you know, the World Championship had to come to an end at some stage, and now it's opening up more opportunities on TV with Top Gear, and I was in Kuwait for a mobile phone commercial just before Christmas, and yeah, I seem to be busier than ever, but you know, not doing the same amount of training, and obviously not the World Championship, so yeah, it's a good opportunity really for a while.
Does it seem weird to you that you're probably more famous and better known now since you've stopped doing world trials?
Yeah, it's a little bit strange really, obviously, is with the YouTube and with television and things like that, you know, you get into such a wider audience than what we can, you know, so our sport trials is not massive, but you know, there's so many great sports trying to get television coverage and get television time that there isn't room for everybody, so yeah, no, it is good to sort of try and raise the profile of trials through different ways, and hopefully we're doing that a little bit.
But as I said, the top world superbike riders, PSP riders, motocrossers, they all practice trials because that's bike control, isn't it?
Yeah, especially at this time of year, obviously, especially the road lads have not got really many opportunities to ride on bikes at all, so yeah, they all seem to be riding trials bikes. Some are not better than others, but you know, it's good news for us, and you know, have a bit more publicity as well.
But today, you're going to put the youngster in his place, are you?
Yeah, we're making me work a bit yesterday. I hope he didn't have a very good night's sleep, but yeah, no, he got the uphander of me yesterday, so today it's I need a bit of revenge. I still don't like losing.
So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who weren't here with us yesterday, we had the challenge, and over the 3 legs, James Daviau came out as the winner, 2-1. Well, can Dougie do something about it? Ladies and gentlemen, James Daviau and Dougie Lampkin. As we say, Trials Challenge, we will endeavour to challenge their skills, both on traditional trials. We'll have a stopping challenge for them, then we'll have a race just to finish things off. So, let's start off on the trials section here, the XT Trials section, where you can see we've got some fearsome sections here and obstacles for the riders to go across. Dougie is going to be the first one to attempt it. Now you can see for yourself how steep that is, and look at the way he balances there. Now that isn't just balance, it's about bike control, it's about balancing the front brake, the throttle, the clutch, all against each other while they set themselves up to get on the obstacles and over onto the next one. It is all about machine control. That's why the Superbike guys and the motocrossers all practice this as well, because look at the skill involved in turning that bike round in such a tiny area and to ride out again, all of course without putting your foot down on the ground, because trials you lose points every time you dab a foot onto the ground. So the idea is to stay balanced and in control, just like that. Dougie then manages to keep himself upright and now gradually eases down the slope and goes clean. Now we look to the other end of the section and we see James Stable, as we say. James, four-time British champion, UK #1 at the moment. He really is going to be going for World Championship honours this year, riding on that 300cc two-stroke beta machine. Now look at the gap that James is dropping into. Look, that is nowhere near big enough for the bike, as you can see. A tiny, tiny gap, but still he manages to turn round in that area purely by balancing, as we say, clutch, throttle, brake all against each other, and spins the machine round. You'll see the back tyre as well, very low pressure on the back tyre, 4 pounds in there to give them some grip. And James also goes round clean as well. So now it's Dougie's turn next up, and he's going to endeavour to ride from one end to the other through the complete section there and see if he can get through there clean without any penalties. So Dougie Lankin lines up for his first attempt at riding through here. There you can see, he launches himself up there, you will see balances, and then launches the engine, plenty of revs to power across. He's got to get across that gap now, so watch. He will get the engine revs just right, and there he goes, jumps his way right across, up to that massive step on top there. Uses the legs to keep the balance, got to keep himself upright. There we go. Down into the gap, and going hard on the brakes as he sets himself for the final part of the challenge, all the time keeping his feet firmly on those foot pegs. So here he goes, plenty of throttle, up over the jump, down he goes, and clean for Dougie Lankin. Now it's James's turn to have a go. Let's see what he can do. James launches it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. What do you think?
So we need to slow him down today. He should be doing this backwards. I need to wear him out for the races. Get back off.
Yeah, we think it's too easy for you. We think you need to go back and you need to do it in the opposite direction. We've got to challenge you somehow, haven't we? We've got to even things up. I mean, that's a handicap race, so.
I need handicaps on it, that's for sure. The problem is I need to climb up there now to help him.
Dougie, yeah, you do, I'm afraid. So James, you've got to go and do it the hard way, which is the opposite direction. Meanwhile, Dougie is going to leap up the, well, I say leap up, not at his advanced age. He's not going to leap up anywhere, is it? But he has to get up there and do the minder job. Basically, the minder is there to, if anything goes wrong, is to catch the bike or the rider, whichever comes first. So James now coming in the opposite direction, slightly more difficult this time. So as you see now, he gets into that gap. Now watch, he will balance the bike there and lean back and then launch himself with plenty of revs so that he jumps up. There we go, the revs rise, up he goes right on top there. Dougie there, just in case anything goes wrong. So here we go, now then, into the gear. You see gear selection crucial as well. Now James will drop down and has got to get across that gap. So now, here we go. He's into the gap, launches himself up. James, of course, did the Indoor X-Trial World Championship Round 1 last weekend in Sheffield, where he finished a fine 6, and you can see why, because he goes clean. That didn't work, did it? He made that look easy.
I think something else to slow him down a bit now. Front wheel wheelie competition.
We could do a front wheel wheelie competition. Are you up for that?
Yeah?
Yeah, that's a bit casual, isn't it? Right then, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who ride a road bike, you've probably seen stoppie competitions. Well, we'll see what the boys can do here. Stoppies basically are where they balance on the front wheel of the bike and balance the brake so that they can see how far they can go balancing on the front wheel of the machine. So, we'll use the very technical measuring method, which is basically me grabbing hold of a bollard and seeing where they finish to see who can do the longest stopping. So, James Stable, first up. 3 attempts they've got, let's see how far we can go. So plenty of speed from James. Now then, on the front brake, and there he goes. Balances very neatly. So first effort there from James Stable. Dougie Lamkin next. Now that is balancing the brake, don't forget, and the balance as well. And well, you're a bit short there, Doug. We'll make it best of three, I think, don't you? Best of three, chaps. So that is not as easy as it looks. You have to balance the brake while you're balancing the bike as well, and try and keep as much speed as possible. So here we go, James Dable, attempt number 2. Further this time, look at that. Making it look very, very easy, James. I think we might have to challenge you a little bit more soon, because this is too easy for you. Now then, Dougie. Bit short again, bit short again. We'll have to change the rules if he's going to keep winning. No, yeah, there's a different name for that one. That's called out of control when the back wheel passes the front wheel. That's right. So still, James Dable is leading. So, third and final run. We did actually think at one stage yesterday we might have to open the doors there because they were getting so far doing these stoppies. Here comes James now, heading towards that door, making it look very simple. James Dable, ladies and gentlemen. So then, Dougie, pressure on you. Let's see what you can do. Getting closer, getting close! Yeah! Dougie Lamkin! How about that? Dougie Lamkin takes the victory by, well, we'll be generous. We'll say it was a foot, but that'll do. So then, a win to, yeah, Dougie says a win to win. We'll take that, we will. We've got to keep the youngsters in their place. So, 2 challenges down, they both went clean on the sections. Dougie Lamkin takes victory on the stopping competition. Now then, the final best of 3 races, which is a straight race over these sections again. Fast as you can, keep your feet on the pegs as much as possible. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Race 1 of the final challenge. The race, here we go. Gentlemen, when you're ready, 3, 2, 1, go! As they launch themselves up over the skids now, then over the sleepers. They have to keep their wheels on those sleepers all the time. Over the ramp, and look at Dougie. This is serious stuff. There's a bit of needle between these two as they go around the far side. Dougie comes back. He had trouble here yesterday. And again, but gets stuck on the top, as you can see. Dable comes back. Neck and neck. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Get behind them. Who's going to win this one? It's neck and neck as they go into the last part. Race 1. Dougie leads at the moment. Dougie Lamkin. Now then, listen, yesterday you won 2-0 and were cruising it yesterday. What's going on? What did you do last night?
Just been that pint of Guinness.
You think that's what it was? You're obviously a highly tuned athlete then, going for pints of Guinness the night before an event.
Yeah, I think it's not something in my coffee this moment.
It wouldn't surprise me at all. Well, he's up for it. Yesterday, Dougie was blaming it on the fact that he'd had a good Christmas. He said that was the problem and he was still getting over it. But, well, this is looking good. What's going on?
I'm looking for a power cut or something, and we class that as a result.
Well, yeah, do you think we should stop now? That's it now.
Have we all had enough? That was well said. That's like 1-0, is that? Something more, then?
No, I'm sorry, you've got another 2 goes. You've got to do another 2 races. So, 1 down to Dougie at the moment. So as we line up in race 2, same format. Who's going to get through cleanest this time? Best of 3, don't forget. Here we go then. When you are ready, gentlemen. 3, 2, 1, go! Bang! They launch into the skips. There they go. Now look, as you see, they jump down. Dougie put a foot on the ground, but we'll ignore that one. Over the ramps, they leap down there. This is against what they normally do, don't forget, because trials is all about skill and precision, not about speed, but they're going for it now. Now, look at the ramps from Dougie as he gets stuck again on that slipper. And Dable this time, he's got a clear lead. Now then, oh, James makes a mistake and Dougie goes through. This could be best of 3. Dougie Lamkin is headed for a 2-0 victory. Probably see that Dougie says he needs a minute before he can talk to us now. Now, there is a reason for that, which is quite obvious to most of us, but let's say that he's just gathering his thoughts. James, this is going horribly wrong. Come on, you're meant to be UK #1. Come on.
I don't know what to say, that was a skull by error, that one.
Yeah, it was actually. It was. I haven't seen you do that all day yesterday.
I didn't even try to ride up to lock.
Well, you got one more opportunity to gain some respect this time. Well, 2-0.
Yeah, I thought he just got with them, but he just made first time he's made a mistake on the sleepers. That's normally me who's stalled it there, fallen off, such like. But still taking it. Good start to a Sunday, that.
Are you going to go for the whitewash, or are you going to give him a chance now? What do you think?
I don't want to cry before the next show, but I'm still trying to win, don't worry.
He is still trying to win. There we go. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, the third and final leg. Here we go from the Trials Challenge. And at the moment, it is Dougie Lampkin, MBE 12-time world champion, who's showing the young James Dable the way. So, third and final leg. Here we go. When you're ready, ladies and gentlemen. Riders, 3, 2, 1, go! Now look, James is up for it this time. Look at the start he gets. He stays on the logs, but Dougie pounces across there. James, meanwhile, now then, it is really making them blow, I have to say. It's hard work round there as they turn together and come back down. So come on, everyone, who's going to win the third and final leg, ladies and gentlemen? James Dable it is. He's a clear leader, but we saw that last time. He goes across cleanly this time, shows why he is one of the best riders in the world, ladies and gentlemen. James Dable. Fantastic, fantastic. But Dougie Lampkin takes the Trials Challenge round 1. We will be back at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock this afternoon. But ladies and gentlemen, for the final time, show your appreciation, please, to Dougie Lampkin and James Dable.